Today we're going to talk about the Sutra of Complete Enlightenment. This sutra consists of 12 bodhisattvas asking Shakyamuni Buddha how to practice and reach perfect enlightenment. I summarized the points of the 12 chapters on this board. Number 1, Bodhisattva Manjusri asked Shakyamuni Buddha, what is the causal ground of all Buddhas? Shakyamuni Buddha answered, it is the complete illumination of intrinsic enlightenment. It's like we are the perfect mirror that reflects everything clearly without being attached to anything that's happening in the mirror. This is our pure mind. This mind is the intrinsic enlightenment. That means we're originally enlightened. We have to start our practice from this causal ground, which means start from your true suchness, your perfect, complete enlightenment. Just like if we're trying to cook rice, we have to put rice into the rice cooker. If we put sand into the rice cooker, you will only get hot sand. So if we do not start with the right causal ground, we will not reach enlightenment. No matter how much Buddha you chant, how much offering you give, how much precepts you observe, that is not going to work. Number 2, Bodhisattva Samantabhadra. He asked Shakyamuni Buddha how to reach the sudden enlightenment. Shakyamuni Buddha answered, to know illusion is to depart from it. To depart from it is to be enlightened. The secret is in this verse. All we have to do is to know illusion. Everything that's going on right now, we are attached to it. We do not understand it's an illusion. Now what you have to do is to have the clear understanding. See through the reality you're experiencing right now. All the people in your life, your family, your work, all your possessions, it doesn't belong to you. It's like the things that's happening in your dream. If you can see this clearly in this present life right now, you will be enlightened. So all you have to do is to know what is illusion, which is basically everything that's happening right now. You see it with the clear eyes. Then you will depart from it, which means you will be detached. You will no longer let these things drive your happiness and sadness. We have the perfect enlightened mind, but we're giving our power away when we're dwelling in what is going on right now. So to depart from it, it is to be enlightened. Enlightenment is departing from illusion. Separate from what's going on. This person yelling at you is not happening right now. It is a condition arising. It will go away the next minute. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is real. It's all illusion. You just have to see, then you will reach this complete enlightenment. This is called the sudden enlightenment method. Third, Bodhisattva universal vision. Basically, is Guanyin Bodhisattva. She wants to know, if we cannot do the sudden enlightenment, is there gradual practice we can do? Shakyamuni Buddha's answer is to know our body and mind are illusory flowers. This gradual step is not different from the sudden enlightenment method. It's basically the same, but in more detail. You have to see the illusory nature of your body and mind. In this sutra, it used the main example of the illusory flowers. We have sickness in our eyes. So we see there's lots of flowers in the sky. But in reality, the sky has no flowers. The sky symbolizes our intrinsic enlightenment, the true mind. We have optical obstructions that prevent us from seeing the truth. All our body and mind is this illusory flowers. You think your body is the real me. You think your thoughts, your concept is the real me. But that is all ignorance. Our true nature is non-self. is emptiness. This sky is originally empty, but you see all these flowers. That's why we are deluded and confused. There is no flower in the sky. The sky is perfectly clear, just like our intrinsic enlightenment. Number 4 is Bodhisattva Vajragarha. Now it's talking about self-enlightenment. How do we become self-enlightened? Again, Shakyamuni Buddha answered, the sky originally has no flowers. The flower is not caused by the sky. The sky is originally empty, and there's no flower to start with. You cannot say, how did the flowers extinguish? Because there's no place it came from, and there's no place it extinguished. The flower itself never existed in the sky. That is how we attain self-enlightenment. This chapter also gives another example, smelting gold out of the ore. Our Buddha nature is the perfect gold. The gold does not come from the process of smelting. It is originally 24 karat gold. Once you go through this process, you will not go back to the ore again. Just like if we reach Buddhahood, are we gonna get back to this ordinary being full of greed, anger, and ignorance? No, we will never go back because we are originally the perfect pure gold. The 5th chapter is the enlightenment of others. This is Bodhisattva Maitreya. Bodhisattva Maitreya asked Shakyamuni Buddha, what is the cause of samsara? Shakyamuni Buddha's answer, cyclic existence is due to all kinds of affection, love, craving, and desire. Basically, all are clinging, love, desire, and lust. This is how we have reincarnation, the continuation of life and birth. If we do not have love and affection that is tainted, we will not have reincarnation. This chapter talks about, because of this, we have 2 kinds of abstractions. One is the abstraction of principle, 2 is the abstraction of phenomenon. Principle is basically we think everything outside of us is real. Abstraction of phenomenon is we think there is a real me. So these 2 kinds of abstractions hinder us from reaching enlightenment and continue to be in this cyclic existence. So out of these 2 kinds of abstractions, we have 5 nature of people. One is ordinary beings. They have not eradicated any of the 2 kinds of abstractions. That's why they're ordinary, mundane people. Number 2 is the Shravaka and Pratyeka Buddha nature. People who already eradicated their abstraction of phenomena, but not yet eradicated their abstraction of the principle. They got rid of the self, but they still don't see the reality of the world. The 3rd nature is bodhisattvas. They do get rid of both kinds of abstractions, so they will eventually reach Buddhahood. The 4th nature is people who are unstable. If they meet good teachers, they will reach enlightenment, but if they meet people that are bad influences, they will go down the wrong path because of the wrong views. Number 5 is people with the outer path nature, which means they like other religion and practices, or you can say they are people who think there is a truth outside of their own mind. Number 6 is Bodhisattva, pure wisdom. This Bodhisattva wants to know, how do we accord with this intrinsic enlightenment? Shakyamuni Buddha answered, we have 4 kinds of accordance with the nature of enlightenment. It's kind of like the 5 nature of people. Now it's 4 levels of attainment. The first one is the ordinary people's accordance with the nature of enlightenment. Even though they get rid of their toil and anxiety, but they are still caught up in their knowledge of this purity. They don't have the freedom and ease with their true nature. The second accordance is the lower level bodhisattvas. The third is the higher level bodhisattvas. The fourth is the Tathagata, the Buddha. The second accordance is the lower level bodhisattvas. They understand and they get rid of the hindrance, but their knowledge of the abstractions becomes a hindrance in itself. The third is the higher level bodhisattvas. They know eradicating hindrance itself is only a dharma tool. They are not caught up with this cultivation, so they are more at ease with their practice. Lastly, it's the Tathagata's accordance with the nature of enlightenment. At this stage, samsara is nirvana. Affliction is bodhi. Everything is one. There's no more duality. All the problems, all the hell and heaven, they are all pure land. That's the last level of accordance with the nature of enlightenment. Chapter 7 is Bodhisattva at ease in majestic virtue. This Bodhisattva wants to know about how do we actually practice meditation. If we cannot have sudden enlightenment, do we have ways of meditation? Now Shakyamuni Buddha teaches 3 singular meditations: samatha, samapatti, dhyana. These are 3 names of meditation. Basically, samatha is void meditation, understanding the emptiness of all things, and you stay in this stillness. Number 2, samapatti is to contemplate that everything is illusory. So the key word here is illusion. You have to see everything as existing as illusion. Then you have great compassion for all sentient beings because you have no more self. Lastly is dhyana. Dhyana is a combination of the 2. This is the mean meditation. When you combine emptiness and illusory existence, that is the middle way. We call it the mean. So that's the 7th chapter, teaching us how to actually practice meditation. 8th chapter is Bodhisattva sound discernment. Now the 3 singular meditation have different combinations for a total of 25 kinds of samadhis. So out of the 3, now it's 25. 7 start with samatha, 7 that starts with samapatti, and 7 that starts with dhyana. So for a total of 21 plus the first 3 originally. The 25th is basically the combination of all of them. If you want to practice meditation, you can use any one of the 25 kinds of samadhi. You will reach this level of enlightenment. Number 9 is Bodhisattva, cleanse of all karmic obstructions. We often have problems in our meditation because of our faults. So number 9 is our self-inflicted faults in our meditation. Number 10 is other inflicted faults in our meditation. How come we cannot succeed in our meditation practice? Because we have these sicknesses. Self-inflicted sickness is because we are caught up with 4 forms. This is discussed in the Diamond Sutra as well. We are caught up in the sign of self, the sign of others, the sign of sentient beings, and lifespan. This is why we cannot succeed in our meditation. Because we have an ego, we are in opposition with all other person. Everybody else is outside of us. So we have competition, we have jealousy, we have problems. Because we have these views, we cannot reach enlightenment. All sentient beings in this space and time, they are in opposition with the self. And in this lifespan, in terms of time and space, we all have strong thinking of dualism. Because of this false views, we cannot be a bodhisattva. So if you practice meditation, but you still have strong sense of these four forms, you cannot become enlightened. Number 10 now is talking about other inflicted faults. Bodhisattva, universal enlightenment, asks about what other faults do we have in our meditation? How come we cannot succeed in our meditation? Shakyamuni Buddha says we have 4 kinds of faults that are learned from the wrong teacher, or other people give you false ideas. The first one is contrivance. When you think you have to do certain practice, exert yourself with a lot of energy in order to become enlightened. This is a false view. Enlightenment is originally within us. It's not from exerting yourself really hard. Second one is naturalism, the opposite. Some people are very lazy. They think, I don't have to practice because samsara is nirvana and affliction is bodhi. So I just let everything be as it is. You have this kind of view, you cannot succeed in your meditation either. The third one is stopping. Some people think, I just stop all thoughts, then that's enlightenment. Stopping all thoughts is not in accordance with your intrinsic enlightenment. That's not the way either. Number 4 is annihilation. Some people think, I just get rid of all my afflictions. That's it. Emptiness, nothingness. That is enlightenment. That is also a false view. If you have any kinds of these wrong views, you cannot succeed in your meditation. Chapter 11 is Bodhisattva of complete enlightenment. He asks, if we cannot do any of these, what do we do? So Buddha tells us expedient path. Basically, you have to have utmost sincere repentance. You have to do 21 days of concentrated confession. If you can confess single-mindedly, you can get rid of problems in your meditation. If you don't confess, you cannot get rid of your karmic obstacles. You cannot really sit there and meditate. You cannot even bring yourself to sit there for a long time. Lastly is the 12th chapter. This is the Bodhisattva foremost in virtue and goodness. This is the dissemination chapter of the Sutra. The Sutra is the pure eye of the 12 divisions of Buddhist scriptures. There are 12 canons of Buddhist scriptures. Some are long discourses, some are gathas and verses, some are Shakyamuni Buddha stories, some are metaphors and parables. There are 12 canons, but this sutra is the pure eye. That means understand all kinds of sutras. If you understand this sutra, then you understand all Dharma. You understand how to be enlightened. You understand the truth about all Buddhist scriptures. So this is the synopsis of the Sutra of Complete Enlightenment. All 12 bodhisattvas, they are not people outside of us. These 12 bodhisattvas are you. You are the Buddha. You are the bodhisattva. You are Manjusri, you are Samantabhadra. These are not talking about other people. They are you. Because you originally have this perfect enlightenment within your mind. The mind is the Buddha. Buddha is the mind. That's the class for today. Thank you for listening. Amitabha.